In my last life, I got talked into buying a turtle from some old lady for a ton of money. My mother-in-law called me a loser and a spendthrift who only knew how to waste money. But right before the extreme heat apocalypse hit, my turtle started mutating and kept spitting out gold coins, helping my whole family survive the crisis. Once it fully evolved, it could even provide clean water and change the temperature around it. No matter how hot it got outside, our home stayed cool. I thought surviving the heat apocalypse meant we were safe, but my wife secretly made a contract with the turtle behind my back, kicked me out, and I was burned alive under the scorching sun. When I opened my eyes again, I had been reborn to the day I bought the turtle. Young man, I can tell you're destined for wealth and status, but sadly, there's a disaster in your future. If you survive it, blessings will follow. An old woman-looking person was trying to sell me the turtle in her hand. I've got something that can help you survive this disaster. This turtle was originally $888, but today it's only $188. Because of what happened in my past life, I paid for it immediately. Sure enough, the second I got home, my wife and mother-in-law started tearing into me again. Where's the bird's nest soup ingredient I told you to buy? I wanted bird's nest and goji berry soup today. Zhang Xiaoyu, you've really got the nerve to ignore my mom now? Where's the bird's nest she told you to buy? I pulled a shriveled paper wad out of my other pocket and handed it to my mother-in-law. She couldn't tell the difference anyway, and it looked close enough to bird's nest. This is bird's nest? Be honest, are you trying to fool me? Bird's nest doesn't look like this. As soon as she said that, my mother-in-law twisted my arm hard. I put on an innocent look and said, "No, this really is bird's nest, and it's the shop owner's premium stash. I wanted you to have the good stuff, so I begged him forever before he finally gave me a discount." Fine, at least you know your place, now go cook. Once I got away from my mother-in-law, I went to the kitchen to start cooking. Before that, I carefully took out a black plastic container, used it to hold my little turtle, and hid it away. Just like I expected, the turtle started spitting out gold coins almost immediately. Looking at all that shining gold, I was overjoyed. My good days were finally coming. I was going to buy a villa out in the suburbs. The more remote, the better. Somewhere nobody could find me. I went to the bank and exchanged all the gold my turtle spat out for cash. After finishing the paperwork for the villa, I also opened a stray animal shelter and a zoo. Because I knew that once the heat apocalypse arrived, even humans wouldn't stand a chance against mutated animals. The only ones who could protect me were those animals. I contacted the biggest local food supplier and department goods supplier, and they brought me truckloads of food and supplies. Then, I got in touch with a hydraulic engineer and invited him to my villa to design a small hydroelectric station. To make sure no one would come after my supplies, I took in a huge number of stray cats and dogs. I set down a plate of fresh meat by a tabby cat's feet, and that's when I saw Wu Jichao from across the hall. He'd always had it out for me, and that was true in my last life too. He whispered in my wife's ear and got me kicked out of the house where I died from the heat. "You're feeding meat that good to a cat? Are you insane? You're the insane one. Oh, so now you've got a mouth on you? No wonder your mother-in-law calls you a loser. Seriously, feeding meat that good to a cat? What a waste." Before I could even argue back, Wu Jichao left. My face instantly went pale. That guy had definitely gone to snitch again. Sure enough, my wife and mother-in-law came storming over to accuse me. People can barely get a decent meal, and now the cat gets one. "Zhang Xiaoyu, you really are a reckless spender. You want me to beat you?" She kicked over the tabby's food bowl and glared at me. My whole body hurt as my wife's fists rained down on me like drops of water. Exactly. If it were me, I'd never waste meat like that on a cat. I'd use it to show respect to my mother-in-law. The more my mother-in-law looked at Wu Jiechao, the more pleased she became. "You worthless bum. No filial piety at all. If I'd known, I would have married my daughter to Wu Jiechao back then. What good are you?" I clenched my teeth and the hatred in my eyes grew stronger. This family wouldn't be living well for much longer. I'd make sure of that. After that beating, I became even more careful when feeding the stray cats around the neighborhood. Eventually, thanks to my persistence, a lot of the stray animals grew close to me, and the temperature kept rising. The heat stayed brutally high for a full week and never dropped. In fact, it kept climbing, and that's when everyone realized something was seriously wrong. Research showed that Earth had entered an age of extreme heat. Scholars also discovered that many living things had already begun mutating to different degrees. The news kept encouraging people to respond proactively, but massive panic buying led to food shortages and supply shortages everywhere. Now a pound of grain was worth as much as a pound of gold. Food was scarce, and with one more freeloader in the house, me, my mother-in-law hated me even more. Then my wife's first love, Wu Jiekao, showed up at our door. He had no food left at home. "Come on in, we still have plenty of food here." Seeing one more mouth to feed in the house, my mother-in-law wasn't happy, but she didn't dare say it directly to my wife, so she kept signaling me with her eyes, telling me to go talk to her instead. "Honey, the food at home won't last through this heat apocalypse. One more person means one more mouth to feed. Even if you won't think about yourself, at least think about your mom." The second I said that, I got kicked. What do you know? I'm carrying Jichao's baby. Can you even compare to him? The moment my mother-in-law heard that Liu Ruyan was pregnant with Wu Jichao's child, the dissatisfaction on her face disappeared and turned into a huge smile. "Why didn't you say so earlier?" Come in. Ruyan, food is already tight at home, so why are we still keeping around some useless freeloader? If you ask me, this loser has no value in this house anymore. We should just kick him out." Hearing that, my wife and mother-in-law started reevaluating what role I played in the family. And honestly, it looked like I really meant nothing to them. "You useless bum, you eat more than you work. There's no room for you in this house anymore." And just like that, my wife blocked me at the front door. But them throwing me out was exactly what I wanted. I was thrilled inside, but I still had to act devastated. Do you people have no conscience? I've been taking care of this whole family for so long, and now you just toss me aside like that? But no one dared stand up for me, because in the apocalypse, this kind of thing was way too common. I wasn't the first. With a loud bang, the door slammed shut without a second thought. I hurried out of the neighborhood. At the gate, I saw my turtle, which had already mutated. It shot a cool water orb at me. And just like that, I carried it back to my villa in the suburbs. Even though the temperature was rising fast, it still hadn't gotten to the point where animals had fully mutated, so I